Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to Boolympics 2022. We've got a Luigi's Mansion 3 Scarescraper speedrun here. So I'll pass it off to the runners, let them introduce themselves, and then they can give us a countdown when they're ready.
Right. So, hello, my name is Skipper. I've been running this game for a bit more than 2 years now. And yeah, I've done some story mode speedruns, but I've mainly been focusing on the Scarescraper stuff.
Yeah, so I'm Maskus Gamer. I've also been speedrunning this for quite a while. And I primarily focus on Scarescraper. Scarescraper and Story Mode are very different speedruns.
I just realized Groundhog is gone.
And yeah.
Well, anyway.
Okay.
Right. Hello, Groundhog, if you can hear us. Oh yeah, isn't Canada having those issues with...
Yes, but Groundhog has also been running this for a very long time.
Yeah.
He is the world record holder in, I think, all of the solo categories.
Yes, he's very good solo. He's very... he's very talented. But yeah. Unfortunately, with the stuff going on in Canada, it's just, yeah, internet may be a bit spotty for him, but it should be alright.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in chat. And I don't think there's anything else we need to say before we get started.
Right. Yep.
Alright.
So let me just ready up. Whew.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, we heard you. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Welcome back.
Okay, that's what happened there.
Okay. I already introduced you, so...
Yeah, we're just talking about how you've been running the game for a bit as well, and you have like the world records and like the solo stuff and whatnot. So there you go.
So
hey,
if
what
you can
else
just
did
ready
we
up...
say? I just came in. Okay.
Yeah, alright. Okay. Ready for the countdown? Alright. Timer starts when the in-game countdown hits zeros. So it'll be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so Luigi's Mansion 3 Scarescraper. There's quite a bit to it. First of all, it's very, 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 very RNG heavy. Unlike in Luigi's Mansion 2, where it's like a set of predetermined rooms that were shuffled around, these floors are completely procedurally generated, so there's a lot more possibilities, and therefore a lot more things that can go wrong. So it can work out heavily in your favor, or just crash and burn. And that's basically Scarescraper in a nutshell.
Yeah, like the floor layouts, like the mission that will be given throughout the run, and just the ghosts that we'll be fighting, it's all random. We have no idea what to expect. So there's a lot of routing on the fly, and we gotta do like a lot of teamwork in order to clear these missions as fast as possible. So the first mission we have here is a capture the ghost mission. Our mission here is to capture every single ghost on this floor. As you see on the bottom right corner is the ghost counter. We have 4 ghosts left remaining to capture. And yeah, we're almost done here.
Yeah, first floor coming down relatively soon. Just got the 2 ghosts left in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah. And the map's also on the top right. Shows us we're all... Yeah.
Yeah. An interesting thing with the first floor already is that we have we've experienced something as what we coin an empty floor where it's a standard capture the ghosts mission, but some ghosts are like some rooms are not filled with ghosts, so so some rooms may just be completely useless, for example. But a lot of the time, it's just a bunch of the ghosts are just clustered in one room, and we call those like fun rooms or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just it
Point
gets
out.
kind of wild in those rooms.
One thing I do want to point
Sure.
out is if you were paying close attention to the restream, you'll notice that Skipper and I actually had different in-game times. That does happen.
Yeah.
Because player 1 spawns in a few frames sooner than the other players do.
Yeah, we typically take the time of the first player. Well, not typically, we basically always do. That's just the standard. Yeah, in-game timing is a relatively more recent change to the category. So yeah, this marathon is timed with real time, but we have our own splits that are open that you can't see, but we're timing with in-game time.
Two of them do tend to line up fairly accurately anyways.
Yeah,
because the loads tend to be about 20 seconds for each floor.
Yeah, time loss in IGT will likely equate to time loss in real time, and vice versa. So, yeah. So that's with IGT, and that's already the second floor complete.
So, more on Luigi's Mansion 3 in general. You'll notice that most of our damage is coming from a slam move, which is not in either of the first two Luigi's Mansion games. That was introduced in Luigi's Mansion 3. Each slam deals 20 damage, and if you time your slams properly, you can get 7 consecutive slams.
Yeah. And the way that works is if you once you fill up the meter all the way, once you are tethered onto a ghost, what you do is you must time, instead of spamming the A button once you fill up the meter, you gotta time it with when the ghost hits the ground, and the game will reward you for that and will allow you to slam the ghost faster than usual. So usually when you press the A button repeatedly, you can only slam 5 times, but when you time it with when the ghost hits the ground, you can do it up to 7 times. And then we just call that fast slamming.
So what we have here is a switch room, and basically, to get past the switch room, to get through the locked door, is every single player who's currently playing in the game has to get their Luigi and their Guigi standing on the button at the same time to unlock the door. It can be an absolute pain to do this with random players, but if you're like coordinating with other people, then it should be completely fine. Like we already just cleared that immediately because we were just in the general area. Sometimes we find a switch room kind of late, which will then require us to try and figure out, so are we all close together? Are we all far away? How do we manage with this? And stuff like that has to be dealt with, but with this one, it was relatively easy.
Yeah.
The doors are represented by rectangles.
Oh, yeah. The map. I'm going to bring up my map right now on my
Not the
point
key
of view.
here.
So, as you can see, there's... you can see how doors, rooms are laid out, and with icons on them showing them their current status, like a ghost or a ghost with a tick or something of that sort.
So that door that Groundhog just went through is a locked door. If you notice, I tried going through it and I did not have the key, and it just does not let you through.
Yeah.
So the person who has the key has to be the one to open it.
Alright, so that's the third floor done.
So when it comes to the key can be anywhere. That can be in a regular room, it can be in a balcony, it can even be in a hallway, it could be anywhere. So sometimes the keys can cost us a lot of time, or sometimes if we're lucky, you just be running a path. So you have to be really lucky with that.
Yeah, just keys can just like destroy a floor. Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes it can, yeah. Sometimes you can get pretty unlucky, yeah.
Right.
And here we have a different type of mission. It's the toad mission. Hey, Max, you want to try and explain this one?
Yes. So the goal for this, instead of to defeat all the ghosts, is to rescue all of the toads. There are 4 of them scattered throughout the floor in ghost rooms. The toad will not leave the room unless all the ghosts are cleared.
Yeah, in set room.
In that room, yes.
Yeah, depending on toe position, you can also take them from TVs as well. If everything's all positioned correctly. Doesn't seem like, is that the case here? Oh yeah.
And TVs are a way to like kind of transport yourself from one end to another of the floor. So if you take a look at the map, you'll see one on the bottom right of the screen. See, and then it will take you, if you went in there, you can use it, and it'll take you from the bottom right to the top left, if you can see that TV icon there. So it's just like a way of transportation.
Yeah, I brought up my map just to emphasize what you were talking about.
Yeah.
What happened there is it's a random event, we get our poltergeist stolen. And that's generally very bad. You can't flash any of the ghosts. You can't defeat any ghosts. Basically, all you can do is walk around until you get your vacuum back. But since we already had all the toads with a clear path to the exit, we just could beat the floor and just leave our vacuums there.
Yeah, because who needs them anyway, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
You just beat the game without it.
And this is a Regos floor, so first things first, right above us is a locked door, and first things first, we're just gonna wander around, try to find this key. So yeah, we're just gonna pretty much divide and look in all the rooms while also looking for some power-ups here and there. Hold on,
I guess this is a good time to explain the traps. Sorry, I was too distracted about how I think my gameplay is kind of like getting like bitrate destroyed for some reason. But yeah, traps. This is a good way to good segue to traps. So there are different types of traps in the game. There's the carpet trap, which I was just stuck in. The fake door, and there's
the trap wardrobe.
The wardrobe. I keep forgetting about the wardrobe. But yeah,
trap carpets can be anywhere in the hallway, so they're usually in the middle of a hallway. The way to tell like where one is just like it's just in the middle of a hallway. It'll be like a kind of like a piece of carpet that's just laying in the middle of the hallway, and if you
it'll be a rug rather than just the regular long red carpet.
Yeah. If you get caught in it, depending on how many players in the lobby will kind of determine how long you'll be stuck in there. So if you're just playing by yourself, you could be stuck in there between anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds. Or if you're playing in a 4-player lobby, like the game, you'll be stuck in that carpet for like 2 minutes because the game kind of it's a team-based game, so the game expects you to save one another. So yeah, so watch out for those traps in the middle of the hallway. As we mentioned before, there's also trap doors, and those trap doors are essentially, so if you look at the map, you can kind of see where all the doors are located. Like just those little rectangles on the screen there. But if you see, there's also some doors that are not located on the map, and those are trap doors. If you open those that are not on the map, then you'll be stuck behind it, and it's just like a trap door or anything, like, I mean, the wardrobe, just like a trap carpet, like you'll be stuck there and someone will have to save you, or you have to wait like some time before the game lets you out. And lastly, there's a trap wardrobe. Trap wardrobe, like, it's just like a regular wardrobe, except it'll have a blue face. That's the fake wardrobe. So do not open that or else you'll get trapped inside. And yeah, that's how you differentiate those two.
got an alarm. Guess we're gonna world record. Okay.
So, I suppose this gives us a decent chance to segue into power-ups. There are 4 main power-ups. There's the Super Poltergust, which doubles your damage output and fills your slam meter instantly.
Yeah.
There's the Hyper Strobe, which lets you stun all of the ghosts within a certain range, including some that otherwise cannot be stunned.
Yes.
There are the Darklight Goggles, which let you see ghosts that are normally hidden. And then there's the Alarm, which will start vibrating when you're near a trap.
Yeah. The best power-up in the game, by the way.
The Alarm for speedruns is pretty useless.
Yeah, if you're pretty experienced with the game, then yeah. then you should be fine. But if you are inexperienced with the game, then one trick you can do is whenever you're navigating the hallway, not so confident in avoiding traps, you can just spawn Luigi, and you can just kind of leave him trailing behind you, and yeah, you can just kind of do like this, and then you just leave him behind you. If you get trapped, you can swap to Luigi. Yeah, that's another addition to this game, by the way. Yeah, you can take control of 2 characters as opposed to 1. You can just swap between one another at any time. You can only control 1 at a time. And yeah, you can just kind of serves as an extra way of moving about.
You can see that you can get pretty busted in single player, as you will see later on in the marathon with Twisted's run. Twisted,
Sure.
very talented runner, current world record holder. He'll
Yes.
definitely show you how broken the game can get with Luigi.
Yes. We'll explain most of the basic game mechanics that aren't necessarily applicable here in Scarescraper.
Yeah. And here we have Money Mission. So the goal of a Money Mission, as you see in the bottom right corner, instead of capturing ghosts, we pretty much just want to collect the certain, like, 7,500 that we need. And in order to get this, we'll be just trying to defeat as many gold goobs as we can. And the gold goobs are located in just regular rooms. Regular rooms are just the rooms in the center of the map. So yeah, we'll just be going there, and there's just pretty much going to be 2 gold goobs pretty much in every room. And these gold goobs will be found in like these golden boxes that you find just inside these rooms. Or sometimes these gold goobs, they'll be found inside objects, and you have to open that up in order for them to come out. And when you defeat 2 gold goobs, they give you about 800. So just making way from room to room, defeating each gold goob, just can add up pretty quick. So that's kind of the main strategy for this. So we just make your way from each room, defeating all the gold goobs, opening up all the boxes, just trying to find all the gold goobs in order to proceed.
While you were mentioning that, I had something unfortunate happen where I got something that we call a gold bar box, and basically the gold bar box is the worst type of box you can get on this floor, where it just spits out gold bars, and gold bars don't give you that much.
No.
Do you know how much it gives you in a box on this?
It only gives you like 200.
Yeah, I think it's 10 gold bars. Gold bars are worth 20 apiece.
Okay.
Yeah, so you only get 200.
Yeah.
And compared to defeating 2 gold goobs in a room, that's 800, so that's just 600 less than that. So it's just very cheap.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's just like getting nothing. So yeah,
Yeah.
opening the boxes don't always give you gold goobs. Sometimes you can get pearls from the boxes, but most of the time it'll give you like just gold goobs inside them.
Yeah, and remember that aisle that we got, which just had gold bar box after gold bar box. No, not gold bar box. No, sorry, pearl box after pearl box. And,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we had 3 pearl boxes, which is pretty rare.
Pretty insane.
There you go.
That floor done. So far this run is like alright at the moment, like don't know what our time is after this though. 2:27 IGT. So about a minute behind. Part of the course with Scarescraper, like it's not over yet. Obviously, like
Yeah.
it's not over until like you're either like so impossibly far behind, or you're just like behind unlikely losses. That's like you can't come back from that.
For those of you who were watching Pablo's run earlier, they were discussing how a minute time loss in that run is catastrophic. A minute time loss is nothing in this, just because of how volatile these floors can be.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
You can come back from like 4 minutes behind. It's kind of wild, but the game's just gotta be in your favor for that to happen, and sometimes it's just not always the case. This is an interesting layout.
So if you might have saw me there, I had a star. So yeah, stars exist in this game too, and when you pick one up, essentially it gives you invincibility for 30 seconds. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. But there's a trick, we just kind of call it the star trick. There's a trick I just pulled off, and the way it works is you just use Luigi. You pick up the star first as Luigi, and essentially this way the star trick works is you're pretty much just transferring the star over from Luigi over to Luigi. And so what you do in order to do that is, and just basically the way to transfer the star over to Luigi is you have to so when you spawn Luigi, first of all, you can put him manually back in your tank by pressing the right stick down twice. And just to spawn him in general, you just have to press it down once. So by putting him back in your tank, like manually pressing the R button down twice, puts him back in your tank, and that will set, like that will transfer like the Luigi star and transfer over to you. So when you pick up the star as Luigi, it'll be assigned to him. And right when the 30-second timer is about to end, like make sure you look at the time you pick up the star. So for instance, let's say you pick up the star 4 minutes. Make sure like you put in like Luigi back in your tank by at least 3:31 or sooner, because that way the star will transfer over to Luigi and the star timer will reset, and essentially the star will last for like a minute instead of the original 30 seconds, which is pretty nice.
Have we explained the double slamming yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay, so what you just
What is
saw
double
me
slam?
do on my screen is double slam a
Oh,
slinker.
team. Oh, double teaming. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, for slinkers and hammers, they're
Yes.
a type of ghost that allows you to tether them with tether them with two different like entities at once. So it could be like two Luigis, two Luigis, or a Luigi and a Luigi. And
Yeah.
slamming in that situation, instead of dealing 20 damage, it will do 40 damage. So it's desirable if you could manage to pull it off in a timely manner.
And this is why switch rooms can often be bad. I'm just having to wait and not really be able to defeat any more ghosts, just because it bottlenecks.
Yeah. Just sometimes it's just not the best time to have a switch room.
So next up we got floor 10. So another thing we should mention is every 5 floors we'll be getting a rare ghost mission. So on the 5th floor we had a rare ghost mission, and we had one rare ghost type there that we fought, and now on the 10th floor, instead of fighting one rare ghost type, we'll be fighting 2 rare ghost types. So
including
which
the one that we fought on the 5th floor.
Yeah, plus another random one which we're not sure of yet. So we'll soon find out.
We're definitely going to need a hyper strobe bulb for this.
Yes, those ghosts that you saw on the 5th floor will become invincible after a short period of time, spew out a bunch of mini ghosts, and then you can't hit them until you get rid of all of the mini ghosts.
Yeah.
They're
That's good.
pretty bad ghosts to go up against if you're not prepared. Okay, I can see that the key is found already. Does anyone have a HS yet?
I have nothing.
All I have is goggles.
I got an
Same,
SP.
I have goggles.
Or Super Poltergust. SP is just an abbreviation of Super Poltergust. Also, so for the 15th floor, for Rare Ghost, it's kind of the same thing. So the 15th floor, when we get there, so we'll be fighting the Rare Ghost type we fight here, plus the one we fought on the 5th floor, plus another random type. So yeah, on the 15th floor, we'll be fighting 3 different types of Rare Ghosts, and on this one, we're just gonna fight 2.
The worst case scenario for this. None of us were able to find Hyper Strobel.
So yeah, this is like...
So this is going to take a while.
Yeah, this is going to... Yeah, just enjoy seeing us like fail against these ghosts. It's pretty good other type though.
Notice how it's spinning out ghosts and then dives into the ground.
Yeah, and he will not reappear until
and I can't even see it with the dark light ghosts. I can't even see it with the dark light goggles. It's just gone.
Okay, the game just glitching out a bit. This
Yeah.
is, the online can do this sometimes. Like, I don't even know what's going on right now, honestly.
You can see we were finally able to stun him right when he spawned. And that's the only time where you can really damage.
Okay.
Offline.
And those ghosts being invincible for so long slows the floor down significantly.
Yeah, it's just hope you get Hyperstrobe Orb.
So as you might have heard me saying there, like I said, I'll slam. So whenever 2 different players are double teaming a ghost, you only want one person to do the slamming, because if 2 people are trying to time the slam, the game thinks, oh, they're spamming the 8 button, so we're not gonna allow him to fast slam. So we'll just let one person do the slamming, so that way they can time the fast slams on their own, and so that we can make sure we get the fast slam on the double team.
Yeah, it's infinitely more reliable in that situation.
Yeah. Oh, Skip, you missed the bathroom on the bottom left?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I might be able to get to it from the balcony.
Going around in furniture all the time.
So now we should probably take some time to explain some of the ghosts. And what they can do. So, Mascus, you want to explain some of the ghosts and what, like?
Yeah, okay. Alright. So, there's the standard goob. Also, by the way, I just realised I missed some ghosts in this room. Basically, there's your quite standard goob. They can like punch.
Blue ghost.
They can pick up standard furniture. Well, not furniture, but like.
Yeah, just
books
the
and
things
stuff.
around their environment.
Objects,
Yeah.
just general objects. And they can use that to attack you. Oh, why is he moving back in there?
Like a suitcase or a hammer that's laying around.
Yeah. So they can use like in the environment. Wow. They don't have much to them outside of that. There's the oozers, which like to hide in furniture.
Orange ghost.
And so they can kind of.
Yeah, and when they hide in furniture, you just gotta like open up the furniture to get them out, or you can also just burst near the object that they're in. By the way, bursting is a way to jump with your poltergust, and then you can use burst, or just pop them out of whichever furniture they're in, and then you can just stun them and just defeat them.
Yeah, there's also the slinker, which likes to hide a lot. You can reveal it. Well, you can reveal all ghosts with the dark light, but it's very useful for the slinker, and it's also useful to bait the slinker with Luigi, because the slinker likes to typically, if there is an idle person in a room with a slinker, then it will go for the idle person. So, by using Luigi as the idle person in the room, you can use it to bait it relatively quickly, and you can set up doubles as well in that situation pretty easily as well.
You should go to switch by the ways for this.
Yeah. Good old joys of switch rooms.
I'll go through the middle. Give it a switch.
Okay.
And we're using our poltergust again.
This is a lot
Always
of
fun.
poltergust steals. Oh my god.
Yeah. This is what, our third one so far?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We got lucky and the first one didn't really affect us. The last two, not so much.
Okay. Good thing mine was up here. Right, so there's, okay, well, technically the last ghost I mentioned is the hammer, and the hammer is like the tanky one, has a lot of health. Yeah, you can only tether it from behind, and it's a ghost that you can do the double team on it.
And overall, just pretty aggressive ghost. Probably the most aggressive of all of them.
Yeah. And the goobs and the hammers have mini variants, which is what we're fighting right now on this floor.
Yeah, this is a mini ghost mission.
Yeah, mini ghost mission.
Special type of mission.
Yeah, it presents itself as a normal capture the ghost mission, but the number in the bottom corner, if it's like a really big number, comparative to like other floors,
Generally over 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, hey, here's like a bunch of mini ghosts. Mini goobs are very easy to deal with. Mini hammers can be annoying in the hard situations.
Yeah.
Take a lot more
because
time
they tend to turn invisible, and it just can be hard to find them. Like here, for instance, there he is. But mini goobs, like, they're just small, they're easy to stun, and their attacks are weak, and they're just, yeah, pretty easy to just capture them all in a short period of time.
Yeah. Also, since we're on a loading screen, loading screens can like give you an idea what a floor is going to be like. So like a long loading screen typically means that the floor is going to be like really annoying.
Yeah, it's because the game has to. It tries to generate a floor, checks it, realizes something is wrong, it's unbeatable somehow, something breaks, the game realizes that and it has to re-roll the floor, so that takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's just the floors are probably going to be bad. Okay, there's a locked door. Oh, sorry, I found a hidden room like immediately, so pick that up.
Yeah, and the hidden room has 4 power-ups. It has the Super Poltergust, as you mentioned before. It has the
Yes, it
Hyper
has the
Strobe,
4
the goggles. Yeah,
It has the 4 main ones that I explained earlier.
yeah. And if you find it at the beginning of the floor, it's definitely worth to grab it. If you find it in the middle of the floor, though, it's not really worth taking the time to get it, because it can take like about 10 seconds to grab every single power up from it. So it's not really worth it to grab in the middle of the floor at the end, near the end. It's only near like the beginning it's worth to grab for sure.
Right, so we're on the hunt for a key now.
Yeah. So like I said, the key can be in any room, like anywhere on the map, like any breaker. So we're just on the hunt right now. So as you see here, we're getting pretty unlucky right now. But here it is,
Okay.
in the very last location. That can happen sometimes.
Typical. At least it's like not that far, and it's not far away from the actual locked door itself.
Oh, let's go over here. Get nothing in here.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, that was another example of an empty floor. There was a decent amount of ghosts in there.
Yeah.
What was it, like 10 in there or something?
Yeah, there was 10 ghosts in there.
Yeah, and sometimes you see a lot more than 10.
Yeah, you can see up to about 20 goobs in the single room for an empty ghost floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can
There
get
are
quite
caps
wild.
as to how many ghosts can spawn in a room at one time, except on money floors. That cap does not exist for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's a very interesting
Just any special mission in
decision.
general. It's not just money floors. It could be crow missions. It's just any special mission. Like they can all pretty much the crow mission, which we haven't got yet, and we may not get because it's one of the rare missions that you can get.
Yeah, crow rooms are definitely desirable. Very quick. I hope we get one this run. It's very good to show that one off. It's just sometimes you just go a very long time without seeing it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, you can get like some very quick times.
Yeah, because it's just like a regular mission, except instead of defeating ghosts, you're defeating crows, and there's just 10 crows in each room. They're pretty easy to defeat. They kind of bunch up in groups, and you can easily defeat them just by flashing them, and they'll be defeated. And also, if you have a Hyper Snowball, you can just charge that up, and then you can just easily annihilate them like nothing. And
Yeah,
just getting one just makes the floor go really fast. Like for instance, like the 4-player wood record, like for like the fastest crow mission is 31 seconds. Which can just show you how fast it can be cleared.
Yeah, it's very satisfying when it just goes by so quickly. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's the most desired mission pretty much when you're doing speedruns.
The thing is with special floors is that they only appear like once per quarter.
Yeah.
Per set of
Every
5 floors.
Yeah, every set of 5 floors. If you get, for example, for example, on this set of 5 floors from 11 to 15. So yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we got a money mission. That money mission cannot appear again, but it doesn't really matter anyway because the next floor is going to be a rare ghost floor.
take the TV, just try to divide up, try to find this key as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Also, it'd be really nice, as we mentioned earlier, to find a hyper bulb. Oh, there's our key.
Cool. I'm gonna check this breaker over here.
So this is when you have to make that decision. Do you want to invest the time trying to find a hyper bulb, or do you want to just chance it as is?
Yeah, a lot of decision making, risk taking you have to take. Just when it comes to trying to get a new PB, to make that decision, like, do you risk it or what do you do? Well, there I got an HS, which we were desiring. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah,
And that's just what makes this game fun.
You just gotta weigh the risks. Be like, should we do this thing? Like, will it pay off, or
Yeah.
will it just lose time? It's a very interesting type of speedrun, which I very appreciate exists in an official capacity.
So if you didn't see what happened there, so if you noticed, there was like a little cutscene that happened as soon as we all stepped on the switch and on that switch in the middle here, and a cutscene plays when it happens, and we pause and unpause the game. During that cutscene, we can actually begin to move. Like, we're supposed to stay in place, but yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to just start getting ready to charge your strobe bulbs just in time for when the ghosts come out.
Aslan.
So yep, we're now on like the final stretch of the run.
Yep, and now, because we just cleared a set of 5 floors, like the money mission that we got on the 14th floor, we can potentially get it here, because it's a new set.
Right. Standard ghost.
Yep. So yeah, so like a money mission, a crow mission, a toad mission, or a mini ghost mission, they can only appear once per set of 5 floors, but the only exception to this is just a standard capture the ghost missions. Those can appear like more than once. That's the only exception to that rule. Also, another thing I want to say is on these, so this is another like empty ghost floor where like some of the rooms are empty. And another thing we should mention is there are no switch rooms present on empty ghost floors, but locked doors can be. And however, because some rooms are empty, there's a chance that the locked door that has room behind it may not even be necessary. If you're lucky, that is.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword, really. It's like, hey, they might not, but then if there is a locked door, you have to try and wait and be like, should we find it? Do we need to find it? And then, like, if you wait too long, and then it's like, oh, now we have to find it.
Yeah.
It's risky.
Everything in this is a gamble.
So
How risky do you want to play it?
yeah, sometimes being risky pays off, but sometimes it just bites you back. So I broke my own splits, so I can't split now for some reason. Whatever. It's fine.
I forgot to start my splits in the first place, so...
It's whatever. We're like 5 minutes behind anyway. But yeah, 5 minutes behind. Scarescraper does that, yeah. Like, it's possible-ish. It's kind of, well, probably not in like the last quarter, where I think our last quarter was like pretty good in our PB. So yeah. Yeah, that's why we have a decently big estimate, because just in case we get like absolutely royally screwed over, then
Yeah.
Right, RTA record is 46:52.
yeah. So we basically went about 9 minutes over. Our estimate is about 9 minutes above our PB.
So yeah, about the money mission. So as I mentioned earlier, we're just trying to defeat as many gold goobs as we can. That's the main source of money on this floor, and we just want to defeat those as many as we can. And so, anyway, so you can get these gold goobs from the boxes, and things that can come from the boxes is like when opening a box. Of course, there's 5 possibilities when opening a box. You never know what can be in there until it's open. So the first possibility is it could be the 2 gold goobs, or there could be 5 other regular goobs, or it could be 2. The second possibility is it could be 2 gold goobs plus 1 hammer, or it can be just the 2 gold goobs themselves, which is pretty much what we want, because that will be less chaotic since it's just the 2 gold goobs themselves. And the fourth option, or the first possibility, is the ones we already kind of mentioned. It's the gold bar box, which just gives you 10 gold bars, which is pretty useless. And the last one, the best one, is the pro box, which gives you 10 pearls once you open it. And it's the best because 2 gold goobs usually just give you 800, but since each pearl gives you 100 and there's 10 of them, you can get about 10,000, and you don't even have to defeat any ghosts to get them. They just go on the floor and you just grab them, and it's very effortless and saves a lot of time getting those. So yeah, there we go.
Is there anything else that we haven't explained yet? That we need to explain? Other than like, we lost us, which is what we're coming up to. Spoilers, by the way.
Well, another tip I can say is sometimes, you know how like random events can happen, like you can lose your poltergeist. Another random event that can happen is the power can go out. And so when this happens, in order to restore power, so another thing when this happens, like the power goes out, the map will go, like in the top right, will disappear for a moment. Like, not forever, but just for a moment. And when this happens, like, in order to restore power, you have to go to a breaker room, and then you can like turn the power back on from there by flashing this light in there.
Yeah.
But because the map goes away for a bit, sometimes you can get lost. And something you can do is, if you're lost, you can actually pause and unpause the game. And by doing this, it kind of tricks the game and actually brings back the map earlier than intended. It'll bring it back the moment you unpause. So that helps if you're lost.
Pausing the game does very weird things to Scarescraper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarescraper is just weird. Also, by the way, there's a switch room above me.
Got it.
Okay.
Is not where I was hoping the TV would take me.
So yeah, usually the TV will take you from like the one end to the floor to another, but as you see here, the TV brought us from the top right to the top left, and when that happens, like when the TV doesn't bring you like from exactly to the other end of the floor, that means there's probably a switch room somewhere or a locked door.
Or both.
Yeah. I can go through the switch after.
Okay.
Because yeah, the only way to access these rooms beyond the switch is to unlock it. So of course, the TV will not take you to the other end of the floor if there's like a switch room present.
And also,
A
when your
TV
Pokemon
cannot
gets
take you
stolen-
behind a switch.
Yeah,
It also cannot take you behind an area only accessible via a locked door.
yeah. So
Yeah,
whenever
and,
like it, yeah,
Oh yeah. And the poltergeists, if they get stolen, they can't go behind locked doors or switch rooms, just in case. Because like, yeah, there's issues that may arise because of that. So
yeah. See, the map's gone away there. You could pause and then unpause, and the map would return.
yeah.
But yeah, and we mentioned turn on the light, but you don't need to do that. It's not necessary, and yeah, just it's not helpful for a speedrun to turn it on, pretty much.
Oh, there's a switch room
So
directly
yeah, we'll
above
be
us.
definitely heading there. And we have mini ghosts, as you can see by the number. I'm gonna go through the switch.
Yeah, as you can tell throughout this run, there's a lot to explain. Just on the basics of Scarescraper, there's like
Yeah, lots of little
A lot
things to learn.
a lot of small things that mean quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we try to avoid explaining some of the more basic LM3 stuff because you have to stay off for that for a 2.5-hour run. So he has much more time to explain all this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And here we have locked door, which there's the key. Now I can unlock it. So another thing about mini ghost missions is, like, mini ghost missions there'll always be ghosts in every regular room. So all these little squares and like rooms in the middle, there's just gonna be ghosts in every room. There can never be like rooms that are empty on these types of floors.
Imagine if there was like an empty mini floor and you just had like 50 mini goobs in like a room. Which is like, oh my god. That'd be quite the sight. Imagine like 50 mini hammers just surrounding you.
Don't give next level games ideas.
There you go. Luigi's Mansion 4. There you go. You gotta pay me royalties for that, by the way.
Oh, and as you might have been able to tell, so there's some money laying around on this Scarescraper, but money doesn't really serve any purpose other than for money missions in order to clear the mission. Money doesn't serve any purpose, you don't get any upgrades, so it's just kind of there, just for you to suck up if you want, just for your own, like, just for fun, yeah.
It increases your point total, which does not affect the speedrun at all.
Yeah,
the
no.
points. Alright, this is Boolympics, the final boss of Scarescraper. He's basically almost a copy of the main game's King Boo final boss. There's nothing
Or
much.
Blue
He
Bosses.
does some unique things, but yeah. He does some stuff.
So first we just gotta dodge his attacks, and then later on we'll be able to he'll throw some bombs at us that we'll be able to launch back at him, which will blow him up, and then he'll turn, like, there'll be a bunch of little boos that'll fall on the ground, and we gotta take out those small boos by just grabbing their tongue and then just slamming them to defeat them. And
Right.
yeah,
It's not quite as easy as in Luigi's Mansion 1, where you could just suck them up easily once you stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The runners, by the way, previously did a very good job with their Boolympics fights. I think both of them did it basically perfectly.
see, there we go. We got all the bombs. We want all the bombs as much as possible, because the more bombs we throw in there, the more time that these boos will stay active on the ground here. They'll stay stunned for a longer period of time. By getting all the bombs, they stay stunned for about just under 8 seconds. So also we can burst the boos and slam slam one boo into another to stun it even longer. Doing this makes the boos stun for another just under 6 seconds, so that helps as well. And as you can see, Blue Osses is now in a smaller size, because whenever he's in a small phase, like his small size, that means he only has like 6 or less boos remaining. And yeah, there was a total of 16, and we got at least 10, so because now he's in a small phase, like small size. Also, the attacks
will always do 2 attacks.
Yep.
Normally the attacks are all about the same length, except for this one.
Yeah.
Where it will jump around the arena and then dive into the ground. Since he can only dive into the ground after jumping around, it's coded as 1 attack. That also means it's one incredibly long attack, which you do not want to see in a speedrun.
Yeah.
Costs you about 20 seconds.
Yeah, 15, 20 for sure, yeah. Now we're going to try and get the rest of these boos. Defeating Blue Loss is optimally in 3-player. You want to defeat him in 2 cycles. And we just did it, so there we go. Let's end the run. So
soon, by the way.
Yep. Time ends once the screen fades to black after we defeat Blue Losses. So coming up right soon here.
And
time. So yeah, that was a good. Well, I say good. It was a decent run. We showed off quite a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't get to show off the crows floor. Those are really rare.
Yeah.
But we explained like the basics of them, at least.
Yeah. And lastly, I just want to say that Luigi's Mansion 3 Scarescraper is, in my opinion, pretty fun because like you can either play solo if that's your cup of tea, or you can play with your friends. You can play up to 2 people, 3 or 4, and just the mission variety makes things interesting, and just the overall concept of randomization. You never know what to expect, and just everything being random. You gotta react on the fly, and it's always like every time you enter a room, you never know what the ghosts are gonna be. It's just like a little puzzle they have to solve. Like, how do I get past this room the fastest?
It's a very
you always gotta be on your
different
feet.
breed of speedrun than what you've seen already.
Yeah.
Where the runners know exactly where the ghosts are going to spawn.
Yeah, exactly. There's like no memorization. It's just reacting on the fly here. And also, like, there's not just 20 floor. Like, there's also 5 floor Scarescraper you can do. There's also 10 floor that you can also do. Like, those are the 3 options: 5, 10, and 20 floor. So if 20 floor is too long, there's always 5 and 10 you can do. And yeah, it's just pretty fun. Chill speedrun is also pretty satisfying. Just the slamming mechanics, just pretty satisfying game to play. So yeah. So that being said, that concludes the run. So
yeah,
did you guys have anything else to say?
No, there's.
Good luck to the next the rest of the marathon players. I think the next one is it the relay?
I'm pretty sure.
I believe the next one is the relay, yes.
I'm excited to see the relay. I'm looking forward to that one. Good luck to those who are participating in it.
Yeah, good luck to all runners.
Yes.
Yeah. And have a good rest of the marathon.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely, thanks for playing. So up next is the No Out of Bounds relay. So we're all very excited for that, which we will go to a brief intermission to set up for. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.